18 minutes left here. Bosniano currently will be the first name in that final four, guaranteeing himself 12,000 FIFA points and some prize money after a long month of competing. It was week 4 where he found his success. Now he's announced himself back onto the centre stage. Here's Rashford. Actually moves away from goal there. Got to go towards goal. Try and be a bit more direct if he can. Maradona. Trying to find the skill move repertoire that he's after, but just could not find it. Well matched on by Bosniano. Looking for a fourth. Keeper just teed off his line. A long cross into the path of Cristiano Ronaldo. It's going to still go back in the hands of Bosniano again. Ben Yedder. Ronaldo's there if he wants to find him. Still Ben Yedder on his own. Great save on the rebound. And to be honest, Richard, everything that could has fallen Bosniano's way too.
Everything that could go wrong for Ronan Adrian has gone wrong as well in this game. Sometimes you just wanting to get out of the game.
And 8 minutes left. Unfortunately, there is no way back. It's the best of one in the Open Series. If it was a two-legged game, maybe we'd start saying ifs and buts and maybes. Unfortunately, for best of one, there's absolutely no chance of a comeback. Even at 2-0 at times, you're thinking there's no way back into the tie. Bosniano has been in dreamland this game. He's been clinical when he's needed to. Had a couple of bounces here and there that have fallen his way, but don't get me wrong, he's taken every single chance that he has. Cristiano Ronaldo's bagged a hat-trick. Ben Yedder's even got on the score sheet. There's guaranteed prize money. It's one of the Hall of Famers here in North America. The man is always here. Wants one more to celebrate. Goal number 4. Yeah, why not? Cristiano Ronaldo.
Literally, everything that could go his way literally is going his way. He did the bridge touch into the man, and then Ronaldo just run through him, tackled the ball back and ran past him. Like, it's... When you feel as though your luck's in, your luck is so in.
And there you go. That's game 1 concluded in North America, and Bosniano sending out a little bit of a statement to the rest of the final to say, I am back. This might not be head-to-head FIFA, but I am back in the Open Series. 5-0 win for the Mexican, one of the most renowned players here in our PlayStation Open Series tournaments. The man is very well known, Richard, and yes, he might have had a couple of bounces here and there, but 5-0 victory. Ronan Adrian's in the chat giving us a GG. GG to you as well, Ronan. It just was one of those games for you, my friend. Look, this is one of the big chances. Maradona off the woodwork. Before that, Mbappe had a chance off the post, and then the goals started to fly in, Richard. Cristiano Ronaldo bagged himself a hat-trick in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I generally don't feel like Ronan did that much wrong. Like, all these goals are just little bounces here and there. That's the only mistake that he made when he tried to pass the ball out of the defence there. Ronaldo, bit of close control inside the box, smashed it home. This goal right here, Neymar into CR7, turns his man, fires it in near post. This goal right here, Ben Yedder down the wing, ball roll inside, off the goalkeeper's save. And then the final goal, Ronaldo did a bridge touch earlier in the build-up, bridge touch through the man, and 5-0 is the scoreline. A crazy, crazy game right there. We just stepped into a twilight zone in that game of FIFA.
We did indeed. I mean, let's not forget in Europe, we had, games that were won by a goal. Every single game until our grand final, which was won by a 2-goal scoreline, or a 2-goal cushion, so to speak. North America, we just seen a 5-0 result. Bosniano turning up and literally finishing everything that he could in and around the box. He does book a place in the semi-final, and congratulations to him back in the Open Series and back doing what Bosniano does. Of course, commiserations to Ronan Adrian, still a top 8 finish, I should say. Is very, very impressive out of everyone that has signed up here in the Open Series. Fingers crossed we'll see him again next month. Richard, let's talk about our next game. Is it Saeed's 007 against White Goodman? Fun fact about White Goodman, she said, he knocked out Didi Chris Lito, the current, you would say, EMLS champion, for this year on FIFA 21. It was one game away. We could be commentating on New York City, Chris, right now. It was a 2-0 win, wasn't it? And on the other side for White Goodman, who has not lost a game. I mean, that backs up why he's been so good.
Talk about confidence. There's not much more of a confidence builder than arguably beating one of the greatest North American FIFA players ever. Not just in this year's FIFA, but ever. And that is the team he did it with. Alisson, Tavernier, informed Joe Gomez, Varane and Mendy. The two centre midfielders of Philippe Lahm and also Roberto Firmino. Cam, João Felix, Mbappe striker, and Neymar and Mane out wide. A very good team, but not the greatest of teams, in all honesty. So just goes to show his quality, really, when he beat Didi Crislito 2-0 with that team. Yeah. And you got to think Chris would have been using his full meta squad that he is playing in qualifiers with.
I mean, there's no Cristiano Ronaldo in that team, Richard Buckley. And also, don't get me wrong, Lahm's an icon, a great icon, but you don't often see him. I mean, we've seen in Europe, we saw Seedorf and we saw Blanc used in midfield. We saw so many different players that have been used in terms of icons in that midfield area. And I think in terms of midfield, you're just looking for a good out-and-out CDM player that can get can break up the play for you. Might not have the same price tag as a Vieira or a Hullet, but can still do somewhat a good job for you. And very much an interesting one. The other side of it, am I saying it right? Is it Saïd's?
Yes, Saïd's. 11 wins, 1 loss with a 92% win percentage. And just to throw it out there, Brandon, we see his team that he's using right there. Ooh, very interesting squad. Alisson in goal, Kleber, Virgil van Dijk, Gomez and prime Roberto Carlos. He's then using Marquinhos, the foot freeze, with Bruno Fernandes and Zidane as the two CDMs. They won't play CDM in-game. He's got Fennec Puskas at right attacking mid. That's the base Puskas, with the brand new SBC Paulo Dybala player moment SBC alongside mid Luis Figo up top. So a mixed bag of a squad right there. SBC players, some players that he's probably packed out of base or mid upgrades, and some players that he's probably just gone out and bought. A very interesting team.
Very interesting. I mean, could he not afford an informed Joe Gomez? I mean, he's got everybody else in that team. Could he not go for the upgrade of Joe Gomez there? I mean, I'm presuming that he will stay on in the game. I did see that SBC or Objectives Boateng on the bench. I don't think he will be subbed on unless I'm proven to be wrong. But interesting team there. Very, very interesting.
Just have a quick look, Brandon. You're asking my man to go and just casually buy informed Joe Gomez. We're lucky because it's his red. He's 700k.
I didn't think he was that much. I hold my hands up. I didn't think he was that much. I thought it was like a 200k purchase.
640,000 coins on the market. I've just seen someone in the chat, RM1305. Wow, the right one can't pronounce the names well. Fella, I'm from the north of England. You just got to deal with it, to be honest.
I mean, tell us what we've not pronounced. I can't even say it. I can't even talk. I might as well give up. Might as well give up my job at this point. Let us know what we've not pronounced right, and we'll give it a go for you. I mean, I think Saïd is how I pronounce it. If I haven't, and you're a good friend of Saïd's, I do apologise. But here we go. We're underway. Our second game of the night here in North America. Shout out to Busted Manta as well, Richard. He loves your curly hair, and I love it too.
What a man.
Again, we can see the YouTube comments and the Twitch chat. We'll do our best to interact with you guys, as we always do over the course of this evening. And welcome to the stream. If you have just tuned in, we are now live for the rest of the night. Here's João Felix. This could be an early start. Referee, he's giving it. Virgil van Dijk. I mean, Saïd's wanted to pause the game. He's got more than a pause. He could be 1-0 down here. Up steps James Tavernier. He's a penalty specialist at Rangers. Hello, a cheeky Panenka. This man is full of confidence, White Goodman. Knocked out Didi Crislito to get to this stage now. He's just Panenkaed it down the middle. 4 minutes in. Well.
Lovely composure right there from James Tavernier. Beautiful dink down the centre of the goal, and not too sure what the pause was cued for. But White Goodman, early lead in this game. I mean, talk about confidence, talk about composure. You're seeing it right there, and former champion in the chat right now, King CJ, with a big let's go, supporting White Goodman.
Must be said. I mean, was it a penalty shootout? King CJ, it must have been. 11-10 you lost in the round of 16. So close, my friend, to making it back to another top 8 finish. Hopefully we'll see you next month in February in the Open Series. Thank you very much for coming by and tuning in tonight. Hope all is good with yourself and your brother. See you both involved in the EMLS, doing some great stuff over in North America. Yeah, penalty shootout, wow. Between him and Ronan Adrian. Shows how tough these games can be, but I mean, Saeed's wanted a pause, Richard. As I said, he got more than that. He got a penalty and he conceded, and he's 1-0 down. Not the start. This guy would have wanted, but White Goodman, he's feeling full of confidence right now after that brilliant start. Mbappe just teasing a foul. So it seems. Mbappe over into Mane. Nice bridge touch. As I said, no Cristiano Ronaldo in this team. Normally a sort of go-to for many players. Lahm, back to Firmino. Lovely sort of half drag backs into Neymar. Lovely bridge touch. Dancing in the box. Still dances Neymar. Where's he going to end up?
I do love the ball roll scoop turn combination inside the box. It's something that we've seen more and more of.
Could be.
Chance there.
I mean, just looking at the lineup for Saeed, I mean, going forward, he's got a mixture of icons in, as you said, Figo, Puskas. Very solid midfield partnership as well in that lovely chance again for Mane with his bridge touch. He's trying to find a comeback. Still, this ball is just not leaving the feet of Sadio Mane for a second there. Was able to run forward and do very well. Look at the space. The Kleber to run into. He's got acres of it all the way from fullback. Back to Zidane. Bruno Fernandes, now he needs a one more option. Luis Figo could be on for a chance. Figo plays the one more. Back to Tavernier. Not only is a penalty specialist, he's been able to clear that one off the line for his team and to ensure that White Goodman still leads by 1-0.
And one of the big reasons that Tavernier is so useful at right back, not only is he a headliner, so he's a life foot item, meaning that as Rangers win more games, Sadio Mane, chance there, Neymar! Slotted in the back of the net. 2-0 up in 25 minutes. But just sort of saying, in regards to the Rangers fullback, as Rangers win 4 games in the league, he will get a permanent +1 upgrade. For every inform or man of the match item that he also gets, he will then always stay 1 rating above said inform. So he could end up with a 90, 91, 92 rated headliner foot item regarding how good he plays in real life.
Yeah, they're having an unbelievable season, aren't they, Rangers, at the moment? So many points clearing in that Scottish Premier League. I'm sure that run will only continue. But what a start from White Goodman. Up by 2-0. We have to remind you, this is best of 1 FIFA. You can't go 2-0 down. Early on, yes, we occasionally will see, these sort of scorelines turned around, but got to see a reply now. Paulo Dybala, can he find a cut back inside? Still Dybala with it, drops the shoulder once and twice. Varane does the splits and just about gets away with it. Missed the first game of the day. Bosniano won by 5-0. That's against Ronan Adrian.
What we're seeing right now is meta against, you'd say, high rating or maybe even fun. Puskas isn't a meta icon. Lahm isn't really that meta. You look at the other players that he has, Saeed's, Figo out wide. In the defence, Virgil van Dijk. These players aren't Mbappe or Neymar or players that are really going to blow your socks off. And it often answers the question, do you take the more meta foot items, or do you take the players that you might have more of a personal connection with, or that you've packed untradeable?
Well, also on top of that, let's not forget, this is why we've been so keen to see the Open Series move over to Ultimate Team, because it's all about creating your team at the end of the day. Of course, you can follow meta and you can play some of the best players in the game, but you can also add your own creativity into these teams. That's a massive goal there from Dybala. Fantastic interchange with Puskas for the Argentine. Was just able to find a pocket of space. And Pimento Calcio, striker, will just restore a little bit of hope back into this game for Saeed. It was a goal that he needed before half-time, Richard. Unfortunately for him, Dybala was able to get it.
Yeah, he's very, very good. Paulo Dybala, the player moment SBC. Gets the links to many players, including Cristiano Ronaldo, and not actually that expensive to complete either. João Felix in around the box, into Mbappe.
Oh, wow. My original touch made that, Richard, really. Opened up a pocket of space. Mbappe peeled off the centre-back. And Mbappe in those sort of areas, with any sniff at goal, always going to score.
All about the bridge touch right there. The power of the bridge coming out into the space with João Felix on the cutback for Mbappe and slotted it past the goalkeeper with a simple finesse. You saw the stats at half-time. 60+% possession. Dominating is White Goodman right now, and also all of his shots being on target in the opening half of play. He looks like he's going to be on his way to a semi-final.
Yeah. Also, on top of that, let's not forget that I said Saeed, that's a big goal for him before half-time. An even bigger goal on the flip side of that, Richard. To see White Goodman score, because he just reinstalled a 2-goal cushion again. It's the best thing you can do in Ultimate Team, or in competitive FIFA. When your opponent just bites back into a tie or feels like they're building into a little bit of hope or something, the best thing you can do, bite back double the size and go and get yourself another goal. A 2-goal cushion for White Goodman. And this man really is announced himself into the Open Series. This is what we want to see. Ultimate Team will hopefully bring new names forward. New talent on the PlayStation 4 here in North America. This is what we're seeing so far.
Lots of support as well in the chat. White Goodman. Everyone seeming to be backing this young man,
Mbappe. It's got to be a 3-goal. Went for the cheeky chip. I don't think he needed that. Maybe just more of a standard finish towards the goal. Could have troubled the goalkeeper slightly more. You rate the audacity. Space out wide now, Kleber. Puskas trying to dance his way into the box. Does very well with a handful of ball rolls there. To Kleber. That's an awful touch from the right back's front of the example why you don't want those type of players in the box.
He did really well with Puskas to create an angle, but as soon as he got into this space with Zidane, just didn't really have any conviction. Firmino tying up the game with a beautiful little bow, which will put Goodman into the semi-final.
I mean, and that's why midfielders like that are so important, Rich. I got confused between Roberto Firmino and Richard Buckley, so you got called Rob. That's why players like Roberto Firmino are so good, because yes, they're predominantly a CDM, but what do we always say about having two CDMs? Have a player that can go forward and can make something happen, because in moments like that, Richard, when you've got a centre forward inside a CDM or a centre midfielder base, a foot freeze item, he can score goals in those moments. Yes, he's not your first choice to do so, but if they pop up in those areas, they can score goals. And Bobby Firmino, as you said, literally just putting a bow on it and saying, there you go, send it off, I'm in a semi-final and I'm in the prize money. It's as simple as it sounds. Yeah,
that's absolutely why Firmino and also Bruno Fernandes get used as that CDM. This duo of Firmino and Philipp Lahm seems to be working a treat right now. He's just brought on Golovin, I believe it is, at CDM alongside Zaha out wide and also Alessandrini out wide.
All those changes going to make an impact, or is it all a little too late? 4-1. White Goodman leads. I don't blame. You know, why we're seeing so many more pros involved in these tournaments. Around the Global Series qualifiers, the FIFA 21 tournaments that are happening this year in the Global Series. With this being an Ultimate Team, this offers you just so much more practice.
Yeah, practice, not only that, but nice opportunity to earn some prize money, earn some FIFA points as well. Get some really good reps in against other top-level competitive players, and also it gives you an opportunity. Might sound crazy this, but sometimes you get used to, if you're a pro player, only playing against the other pro player style of play. What I mean by that is people who sort of constantly follow the meta, who play really similar play styles. Whereas I was speaking to Ryan Pessoa just last weekend on the FCC 2 qualifier, and he was saying he struggles most against players who aren't pros, who are sort of average players, aspiring pro players, who play different play styles, who play unconventional. This gives you a little bit of everything. In the early qualifying rounds, you're probably playing against competitors who might not be at that meta level where they know each and every skill move and the dribbling mechanics. So it does give you some real good, varied practice.
I completely agree with you. You sort of hit the nail on there. You're playing against the unordinary at times. You know, these players that might see a big name in the bracket, they'll think, right, I've got an extra 10, 20% that I really want to put into this game so I can try and beat a pro. Even if I don't win the tournament, I can go out and say, you know, I've beaten a pro and I've done this, and something for me on my personal resume that I can take forward. That's a great turn on the ball from Zinedine Zidane of all people. Went for a lovely little roulette, and for a split second, nearly had a chance through on goal. Well recovered defensively by White Goodman. He's played very well at the back. He's made everything difficult for Saeeds. And unfortunately, looks like he's 10 minutes away from leaving us here in the quarter-final stages in the Open Series. Unless it was to be an absolute remarkable comeback. But time is just not on his side. After this game, we'll be going into TT packs against Javi Mundez. That'll be our third quarter-final of the evening. We'll be finishing that quarter-final round with Kevin AC. Hello, welcome back to the Open Series. Another name that we know very well. Up against Gustavo Rivera. Mexican clash at the bottom of our quarter-finals. And before we know it, we'll be into the semi-final stages here, and we'll be within the prize money. Wilfried Zaha, fresh off the bench, looking for a showboat finish for White Goodman. For a split second, he's about to hit that in the top corner, potentially. Still could have a chance. Well defended by Boateng. Teasing. There's the Crystal Palace forward, and referee, just an added time of a minute, I can imagine. And we will be saying congratulations to White Goodman, the man that knocked out MLS current champion New York City Chris, alongside a handful of other big names in this tour, will book a place in our semi-finals with this 4-1 win against Saeed 0-0-7. Congratulations to that man. That's 2 out of 4 names into our final 4, Richard. What a convincing performance. And I mean, the 4th-minute penalty certainly didn't help Saeed at all, and the way that he would have wanted to start the game, but he Panenka'd it, and just that for him was a sort of a push-off mark that he could continue, sort of like a springboard, and it sprung him to do better and better, and there you go. Congratulations, 4-1 in the end.
Yeah, it was a very deep breath, almost. You take the penalty, you Panenka it. If you miss that, and the game maybe starts 0-0 for like a half, 60 minutes, in the back of your mind you're thinking, why did I Panenka it? Why didn't I just take it normally? But because he did Panenka it, it gave him so much calmness and composure on the game. That was the tackle. Virgil van Dijk bundling into João Felix and then just dinked it down the middle.
Yeah, I mean, Tavernier, we know he's a penalty specialist in real life. Didn't know he was going to translate over to the Open Series finals. This was where the second goal came in very shortly after. Into Sadio Mane. Lovely cut back into Neymar. Always going to be a goal, and you can try and simplify the finishes this was an important goal. We thought, you know, Saeed, this is a great opportunity for you to get back into the game. Lovely interchange there. Puskas back to Dybala. But then there was another reply. And this is a great bridge touch. You'll see it from João Felix now. Bridge away, cut back into Mbappe, open up your body, finesse into the bottom corner. And that's a 2-goal cushion before half-time, Richard. And the goals just kept on coming.
Yeah, they really did. Just opportunity after opportunity. Roberto Firmino getting on the score sheet right there. And half of the semi-finalists are currently penciled in right now. It was a 5-0 win for Bosniano against Ronan Adrian TTV. And then on the other side of it, White Goodman beating Saeed's 4-1. Both of those two semi-finalists, in my personal opinion, could be in the final. They could be matching off in our big grand final. Let's wait and see, though. That's my early prediction. You're getting one for free.
I was going to say, yeah, it's a great point, and potentially that could be backed up. But we haven't seen TT Pax or Javi Mundez ever before in the Global Series, Richard. So let's see what potentially these guys are going to be producing. There's a reason why they are in our quarter-final stage. We'll have a little look at their match stats so far and how they've got on in the Open Series today, and hopefully we'll even have a little look at their teams that they are using in the tournament, because the great thing we've seen, Richard, as a common theme in the Open Series is different teams. Yes, you might have 3 or 4 of the same players, same goalkeepers, same centre-backs. I mean, everybody's probably got Varane, but there are a couple of differences teams. And I mean, Saeed's team was probably the best example of that. Figo, Puskas, such a mixed team.
Yeah, very unique team. We see TT Pax player profile right here. Played 9 games in January. Won 9. 100% win rate for that young gentleman. And you see his squad that he is rolling with. Plenty of red picks in the team. But again, Marcel Desailly, Mid Makalele in the squad. I imagine it's going to be Makalele and Kante holding down the 4. Some unreal red picks. Ben Yedder, Kante and Theo Hernandez. All red pick.
Can I open your rewards, please, in future? I mean, look at those.
I mean, if you open them, you'd probably end up getting Marcelo, the Brazilian.
Probably would, to be honest. But look at that stacked. I mean, does that mean that Mendy stays on the centre with Hernandez? Oh, so Mendy goes out on the right.
I would imagine Kleiber comes into left centre-back, Desailly right centre-back, and then Mendy goes over to right-back. On the other side of it, Jaymans, 9 wins, 100% win rate yet again. We get to see what he is using in his starting 11. Very impressive when you can come in, win all games, and then get out. And that's probably about as conventional as a foot squad we are going to see in terms of what you've got in the team, the requirements needed for a global series event. That is about what we're expecting, Brandon.
Yeah, I think we can go with Javi Mendes as well. I can see his team, Mendes Army, as he's called his 11 players in the team. I mean, those red picks were good before, but those red picks... Hello, Cristiano Ronaldo, 93 red pick. I wouldn't mind you popping up 1 week in my 86-plus red pick player selection. I mean, unbelievable there. And as you said, worth 700,000 coins. Joe Gomez also there. Marcus Rashford too. A very stacked team. And Javi Mendes... very, very, very good teams. So this is going to be an interesting one. I mean, looking at the two teams, who would you say has got the better team? For me, I think that one just edges it that we just saw.
I mean, he had R9 in his squad.
Yeah, true.
R9,
true.
He's sort of a big pull. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you've got two... You're potentially choosing 2 schools, and one school is 100 miles away, and one school's 3 miles away. Do you know what I mean? Like, is there any... Is there even need for the... Any even question needed for the contest? R9, the squad of R9 is definitely getting chosen. And also, the way that he set up his squad, you had R9 as an icon, 93 CR7. It looked very Global Series-esque. What I mean by that is to compete in esports FIFA competitions outside of the Open Series, and you want to play in the FIFA Global Series, you have to match a certain set of requirements. That squad right there not only is eligible for the Open Series, which we don't have any requirements on, but it matched the Global Series requirements, signifying he's probably played in qualifiers, he's probably played in events as well, which add up to his Global Series points tally.
And one more thing to add on this, Richard, about the Open Series, is you actually sort of get to experiment with a number of different players as well, because As you said, Richard, there are restrictions for many tournaments, but in the Open Series there are no restrictions, so you can literally mix and match, try out new icons. Maybe if you get someone in an SBC or a red pick, give them a go, see if they fit into your team, see if they fit the way that you play. As we do get underway here now, it's going to be TT Packs from left to right in that Chelsea strip, and Javi Mendes kicking from right to left in the white here, Richard. A fantastic match-up, it looks like, in front of us. And two new players in the Open Series that have booked a spot in the final 8. Congratulations to them both for making it this far. As we said, from round of 64 down to the final 8. Whoever wins this goes into a very, very difficult match against White Goodman. But do you get to this stage of the tournament without having a difficult match? I don't think you honestly do. So, every game is going to be a difficult one.
Not at all. And I mean, just having a quick look at their road to this stage right now, Brandon. Jay Mendez won 6-1 against Bujdon. He beat Dietz 4-2. And just to put that into sort of perspective, Bujdon beat Alexander 3-1. So this man beat a former champion in North America. Cut back there. Oh, I thought R9 was about to rustle the net. Jay Mendez in the similar boat to White Goodman, where you're cruising with confidence. You're absolutely flying.
Well, this could be a mistake to forget about at the back. It's just been punched into the feet of Manuel Neuer. One thing I'll say about North America so far, Richard, our Team of the Year bingo is not looking great.
It's not.
Don't get me wrong, Team of the Year is very, very expensive, but maybe we could have seen a full-back or a centre-back or a goalkeeper. But hey, we've got February and many more months to come up in the Open Series. And that's a question to you guys in the Twitch chat and on YouTube. If you could have any Team of the Year item right now in your next pack, who is it and why?
I mean, can I just be boring and say CR7?
I mean, I'm guessing many people would go that way. Chance for R9 back to goal. Tries to get the shot away. Instead, ends up just kicking the air.
But
I mean, 94 R9. How much is he right now?
He's about 7.5 million coins on the market. I honestly believe, this might sound outrageous, but if you look at the 94 CR7 compared to the Team of the Year CR7, Mbappe has a better stat boost and arguably deserves the coins more than Ronaldo. Speaking of Mbappe, breaking the deadlock. Why get the 97 Mbappe when the 90 can do that?
I mean, was that an outside the boot finish as well? Into the roof of the net. Unbelievable start from TT Packs. Fantastic strike into the roof of the net. And he will break the deadlock here. Big goal to settle a couple of nerves, I can assure you. R9's had a couple of half chances. Javi Mendes, but hasn't really been able to get a proper foot on the ball. As Ronaldo and Nazario. Does get penalised for a free kick there after a quite strong tackle from João Felix. Yeah, very, very big stuff here. You're absolutely right of how this team is going to sell. It's going to be Mendy. Ferland Mendy, that is, in a right back. Desailly and Claver, I believe, as the two defenders. Oh my God, Mbappe, stop that. Still Mbappe now. Can he get around the goalkeeper? He can't. I don't know how that's found its way into its back of the net, but it has, Richard.
Kylian Mbappe once again. The ball just sort of bouncing and dinking over into Mbappe's path. We talk about the meta versus non-meta again. Javi Mendes with R9 seemingly cannot get the car started right now. They are spluttering and struggling.
It was an audacious flick originally from Mbappe, and then so well to get over the keeper. We've seen this happen many times In best of one games, you go 2 or 3-0 down, it really could be all over. Before it's even started, Mbappe looking for a third. That's a call upon. The centre-back's there to come forward, just win the ball back and say, come on, wake up. You're in a quarter-final. You don't get this far just to not turn up. Here's Marcus Rashford now. Javi Mendes, this has got to be a chance for him. Can he whip it across goal? There you go. I don't know how that's gone in the end. It's gone, that's an own goal. Thought Nine got something on that one. Apparently he didn't. Rashford runs away to celebrate, but Javi Mendes, I should say, does get himself back into the game. Important goal for him there. He couldn't have conceded the next and gone 3-0 down. He needed to get back into the tie to ensure it's just a 1-goal deficit between the two.
We have seen some crazy goals already in this broadcast, Brandon. That one up there with him. Like, you look at how the ball goes in. We all expected like a pass across the box, but just didn't happen. I do want to talk about something at half-time in regards to TT Pax's squad. Is he in?
Now they might be around the corner here. Oh, what a ball that could be. This could be an equaliser. What a save.
Great save, Bruno Fernandes with the strike. I don't know if we're going to pass it one more. But just as we do come into half-time, he's using Kante and also Makelele. We often talk about one defensive and one offensive centre-mid CDM. That's two very defensive centre-mid / CDMs. Makelele has got, I believe, low-high work rates. He's not moving forward. And I think one of the reasons that he's been able to play like that is because of the 5-3-2 that we're seeing from his opponent. He's running with the 5-back, meaning that he's only ever got 3 midfielders. So it's always sort of a 2 against 3 midfield. If you put an extra midfielder in there, I know you might be like using the 5-3-2, it might be meta right now, but if you changed it up and went to a 4-4-2, you bring your midfielders in, I feel like you can really get at Kante and Makelele because they're not good on the ball, they're quite bumbly, they're quite stumbly. You haven't got a Hullet or a Bruno in there where you can then start to exploit the two defensive-minded DMs.
I mean, I had to double check that for a second to see that the 5 at the back was in action. If you've missed out of the weekend, it was sort of proven and tried and tested by Dolomite, who was a champion in Europe. And it was tried and tested by a handful of PlayStation pros in their Global Series tournament. Worked for a couple, and for others, it didn't work as well. Just offside. TT Pax's forward-thinking player. But 2-1 this one. A really important goal before the break for Javi Mendes. I don't know who got the final touch, but the main thing was it found its way into the back of the net. Winner of this will play against White Goodman in our semi-finals, ladies and gentlemen. Alongside guaranteeing yourself 12,000 FIFA points and some of that prize money up for grabs this evening. I mean, it's all about icons, Richard, and players that you don't expect to see in teams. Makelele, you don't expect to see him in a team, in all honesty.
No, not at all. And I know a lot of people really like Makelele this year, but for me, he's just a little bit too one-dimensional. He's not good on the ball. He doesn't really offer you too much. He's very, very defensive-minded, which is fine, but you can't have Kante and Makelele together. One is good. 2 of them, I feel like you're penning yourself in.
You just need someone to sort of go forward, don't you, and offer you a little bit going. This is brilliant from Neymar. Great save, going to go out for a corner. Lovely drag back there. Fake to go one way, went the other. Couldn't find the back in there, but I completely agree with you. We always talk about this and we sound like we could be broken records about it, but especially in a 4-2-3-1 or any formation where there's midfielders where you're asking a lot from them. So of course, to be box-to-box midfielders, but also someone to be a DM and someone to get the ball forward. I believe at a small disconnection there. We'll get that sorted as we will. 30 minutes were left in that game. 29 minutes left on the clock. We'll play out the last 30, I can assure you. But 2-1. I mean, That could be a bit of a blessing in disguise for for Xavi Mendes, as crazy as it sounds. He's got a little break there to get reconnected back into the game. Of course, that's the first priority. But that can change everything, honestly. We've seen a lot of competitive games, Richard, to look into a small little thing like that flips the game on its head. You come back into a game, depending on what settings these guys can apply, they're full stamina, all these players. They're all going to be coming out full stamina.
Yeah, if they are, I think if one of the players is verified, they'll be able to use the, basically the esports settings where you can set how many minutes she has played in the game and what stamina is it on. If neither is verified, we'll probably just start from minute 1. We'll play 29 minutes of FIFA until the game concludes. And if it is extra time, I imagine we'll just play on. I'm not too sure. The admins will be working on all that behind the scenes right now.
Yeah.
But what we can speak about is what we saw so far. And we've spoke about icon midfielders in Makelele, but I want to speak about one icon in particular, R9. Didn't even realise he was on the pitch.
No. I mean, hopefully we can maybe get those teams up again to see the teams that we were looking at. I mean, whether it's TT Pax or whether it's Javi Mendes, just to break down both of their teams, you said it perfectly. Yeah, Arnon was on the pitch, but was he on the pitch? I mean, he had a couple of sort of stiffs around the goal, but every single time I've seen him tonight, Richard, he hasn't looked amazing, which sounds ridiculous to say for a 94 Ronaldo Nazario. Saw him in Europe a little bit earlier today. Seen him in North America. He hasn't really left a footprint on the game for me in terms of the Open Series so far.
No, not whatsoever. You saw Mbappe there with the shot above the keeper. Marcus Rashford went for the cutback and somehow, I think it went down as an own goal in the end. He looked for R9. It sort of bounced in off Rashford. A very, very strange goal. 2 very strange goals, in all honesty. The Mbappe chip over the goalkeeper and then that Rashford sort of own goal right there. But yeah, R9's a weird player because we've got a bit of time, so I'll explain it. Basically, when you're playing online, the sort of latency will dictate how quickly you can turn and things like that. So if you're playing in quite a good connection, R9 is unplayable. He's without doubt one of the best players on the game. But if you're potentially matched someone on champs, I live in Manchester, England. If I match somebody from Russia in Europe, there's going to be a higher latency, meaning that my R9 is going to take a little bit longer to turn. He's going to be a little bit stiffer in and around the box. That is fine when you're using Neymar and Mbappe, but a player with quite low sort of dribbling stats and also a little bit clunkier, he's got a stockier body type build, R9, it's his own custom body type. It means that he sometimes gets stuck in the mud a little bit, which is why you will typically see a lot of pro players using Pele as their icon that they have selected, the 95 Pele, instead of R9.
Interesting breakdown there. I mean, another thing to look at as well, call me creative for doing so. These teams are absolutely stacked and there's so many great players in there. But when you got on the pitch, you know he costs 7 million. Do you feel like there's a bit of added incentive to get him on the ball and to get him doing things because you pay so much money for him, and then does it become too forced and too predictable on the other side of that to the player that is defending? We just heard in our ears there that this game will continue from where it did where we did leave it, I should say. So 60th minute it should be 2-1 for TT Pax. But yeah, it's something that you think about as well, naturally. You've got a 7 million coin player on the pitch. He's got to be involved and he's got to be paying his way in goals in the nicest way. So you do feel some sort of added pressure to get him on the ball. Yeah,
absolutely. And you will force the ball into that area where R9 is because you've got the price tag on him and you want to see results from him. I've got a question for you though, Brendan.
Go on.
We've both played Ultimate Team for a long time. What's the biggest purchase you've ever made on a player in terms of like a player that you've brought into the club or someone that you've done an SBC for? Like, what's the biggest player that you've ever bought and spent coins on?
The thing is, coins come at a premium for me. So honestly, my buy is like 200k. That's not really a big buy. I think generally my biggest buy might be like...
I've got one that I know you did, and you regretted it. You completed the Player of the Month Lewandowski last year, was it? And never played him?
God, yeah, that was woeful. I think I put him back into an SBC. It annoyed me that much. I mean, but you've got serious coins to play with. Like you were about to tee up a big buy for Cristiano Ronaldo, and then he sort of pulled out in the last minute. So I mean, your mind must be everywhere right now.
Couldn't come to agree. Honestly, I go to bed just thinking, where do I go with my team? There's a couple of people actually who'll be in this chat right now. We've spent many a night discussing until late hours in the morning. Where do you think I should go with my coins? What do you think I should do? Do you think I should buy one big player? Do you think I should buy a couple of Team of the Year players? Honestly, it's the reason that we think about it so much is because you work so hard to get the coins and you don't want to waste them as you did with Player of the Month Lewandowski.
I mean, what was it? A 90 rated Lewandowski? Was it 91?
I think
92?
like a 92 rated Lewandowski, and you did it because you wanted to be on the Bundesliga team.
Yeah.
And then about a week later, you went, "Yeah, I'm going to get a Prem team instead."
It's more the fact it was like a four-parter, I think, to complete this Lewandowski. And I committed to two of the parts. I was like, I've got to finish the job, but I don't want to finish. Anyway, enough of that. Let's have a look at some of these teams that are being used. TT Pax or Xavi Mendes, whichever team we can get up on the screen right now. Let's have a look at one of these teams to speak to you about how they are lining up in the Open Series. Let's look at TT Pax, because this man is winning at this moment in time, and they've both had decent red picks, Richard, but look at these red picks. Reds pick Ben Yedder, Kante, Neuer, Theo Hernandez, on the resis as well. You've even got decent options there, but overall, a very good team. But the one thing we were questioning is you got Makaleli and you got Kante, two very defensive midfielders.
Yeah, I mean, look, in all honesty, that team isn't that incredible. Ben Yedder, good player, not fantastic. Kante is very good. Alessandrini is good, not great. Makalele's very good, but not outstanding. The back four is pretty endgame. Informed Neuer in goalkeeper as well is very good, but for the most part, there's a lot of improvement on that team. I mean, just look at the bench. Regular Alphonso Davies, Mukiele, the rule breaker. Robben as a flashback, Irving Lozano in form. It doesn't blow you away, yet he plays so well with this team, and a lot of the plaudits do go to Mbappe and Neymar. On the other side, Brandon, talk me through this squad.
I mean, yeah, no doubt about it. For me, this is the winning team head to head in terms of how they both lay out. You know, you've got one player that doesn't want anything to do with Ronaldo. This man wants everything to do with any Ronaldo, R9 Ronaldo and Cristiano Ronaldo. And look at the red picks again. 93 red pick Ronaldo, Rashford and Joe Gomez, players that are so expensive to be able to pick up anyway, let alone get so lucky to get them in your red picks. Bruno Fernandes in that team, he's very important alongside Renato Sanchez as those two sort of CDMs holding the fort. And yeah, overall, just a very, very solid team, Rich. I mean, R9's in there, a 7 million coin player. Did not even see him on the pitch last game. I mean, he's got 30 minutes here to prove his worth as soon as the game does kick off. Was I right in saying that Mendes was playing five at the back, or was it TT Pax playing five at the back?
It was a five back from Javier Mendes in the 5-3-2. So I don't know how it goes to a 5-3-2. In all honesty, maybe.
I mean, who goes in the back line?
I'm not sure, but we'll find out because we're about to get back underway in this quarter-final stage. Two of the semi-finalists have been already finalised, that being Bosniano and White Goodman, both with emphatic victories, 4-1 and 5-0 respectively in their particular quarter-final tie. Let's wait and see who will be joining Bosniano and White Goodman in the final four.
Yeah, as we said, we can look at the bracket if we want to break down how that has looked today. Whoever wins this, as you said, will go against White Goodman, who's had an unbelievable run in the Open Series. This is the bracket. This is how we're looking at the moment. As we said, we will be jumping into Kevin AC against Gustavo Rivera 10 later on after this game has concluded. The All-Mexican clash between those two. And Kevin AC, a very familiar name that me and Richard know very well here in the Open Series. TT Pax against Javier Mendes has only got 30 in-game minutes left. I mean, I know these guys are trying to reconnect as we speak now and to get this game sorted, but I said it earlier. People overlook these little breaks and these little stoppages between your usual sort of two legs of FIFA. How much it can help you and how much it can benefit you. I mean, for Javier Mendes, for a very slow start that he had, the goal that he scored was interesting as well. It was quite an interesting own goal that Rashford, I think, claimed in the end. This break might flip things up on the head, Richard. We're coming into this game, I believe, from the first minute, because we haven't got the opportunity to change the game times and whatnot. They're going to play 30 minutes from where it's joint, full stamina both players. I don't think a fight with the back will be needed or will be played.
You have to keep your calm, and it's a good opportunity. If you're the winning player, you have to keep really calm, really composed, because if you let your head go a little bit, it could be disastrous, because the losing player, the player chasing the game in this scenario, is full of confidence. You've almost got a second lease of life. Somebody is looking down on you and saying, you've got a chance to potentially turn this game around. Everything's going your way. All you need to do is get a goal in that first 30 minutes. Whoever gets the kickoff will also be even more interesting, because you'll be starting with the ball and you'll have the opportunity to go straight at your opponent.
I mean, who does get the kickoff? Is it the man that's in possession last? Is it the man that's winning? Or just the home team? You know, that's what these two have got to decide at some point.
I'm sure that's something we'll be getting discussed in detail right now between the two players. Do apologise for any delay right now. Everything is a remote broadcast. We're working tirelessly behind the scenes to try and get this game back underway, and the broadcast will be resuming from there on. But until then, if you've got any questions in the chat or in the YouTube comments for myself or Brandon, let us know them. It feels as though in the Open Series, imagine you've got a graph. This is downwards, this is sideways. The quality level has gone on an upwards trajectory from where we started.
It has. And to think we've changed game. We've gone from FIFA 20 to FIFA 21.
Yep. And
we've changed game mode as well, which has gone to an even more popular game. But I can assure you more people want to play Ultimate Team than use France against France. So, to be completely honest, Richard, I think you're absolutely spot on there. And as we said, there's a much bigger player base in Europe. You can't, question that. But in North America, there's even more players that are getting involved. And it's what we want to see. Of course, if you don't know what these guys are playing for tonight, well, we must remind you, we'll get the prize pot up on your screen if we can. $1,000 prize pool is up for grabs for these guys. And the thing that people don't understand is we come in on the quarterfinal stages in the final 8. If you win just one game, you're in the money.
No, absolutely. 2 players already solidified, guaranteed $100 right now. But we are going to be getting underway in that game very, very shortly. You are watching the FIFA 21 Monthly Finals North American region. Joined by myself, Richard Buckley, and Brandon Smith. Quarterfinals will be rolling on very shortly indeed. 2 of the top 4 are already confirmed. Don't go anywhere, because the game will be getting started very shortly indeed.
Hello everybody, Brandon Smith and Richard Buckley here, looking to help you start FIFA 20 Ultimate Team in the right way, by helping you build a reliable team that ticks all the boxes and that's a good value in terms of FIFA coins. So Richard, how are we going to go about this?
The first thing that you want to consider when loading into FIFA 21 Ultimate Team and building your dream team is the formation. And the formation is something special in FIFA 21 Ultimate Team, because it doesn't really mean how you're going to play. It's all about chemistry. There's a plethora of formations to pick from. In this particular team, we're going with the 4-3-3 third variation. Something that you have to consider before starting your FIFA 21 Ultimate Team is the theme of the squad. As you can see here, I've picked something that we're all familiar with within the Open Series, and that's France. It's important because you don't want to spend your coins on players that aren't going to fit your team and get chemistry to the other players in the squad. So as you can see now, the squad is complete, but you might be looking, Richard, what are all these green, orange and red links? They're called chemistry links. They basically help the players get better stats than what they currently have. For example, Griezmann, 79 pace, 85 shooting, 84 passing. However, with the chemistry boost, he then gets better stats. Another thing to consider when looking into your FIFA 21 Ultimate Team, the formation that we picked, 4-3-3, the third variation, you might have seen Ben Yedder at right defensive midfielder. That's because you can adjust with your quick instructions what formation you will then play in-game. So right now, what you're seeing on the screen is Griezmann playing cam, Ben Yedder playing striker, and Gelson Martins coming over to right attacking mid. You start the formation to get the chemistry, and then in-game you can switch the players to where you want them to play on the pitch. Icons once again feature in FIFA 21, and they give real big benefits to chemistry because they provide a orange link to every single player that is linking to that player. So you can see David Trezeguet here, currently around 300,000 coins on the market to purchase, would give incredible links to not only Ousmane Dembele, but also to Gelson Martins,
into gameplay or
putting
onto
him
us?
on 10 chemistry.
Well. Enough about Ultimate Team, Richard, and our helpful videos. We got a match to get through here. We've got 13 game minutes left in it. 2 goals to 1. TT Pax leads. Ignore Real Roma. It is TT Pax from right to left in this one. But Mendes, Army, a.k.a. Javi Martinez. Javi Mendes. Just needs 1 goal, and this could go the extra mile, Richard, into extra time. I mean, this is where it gets interesting because this pause that happened, it was a long old pause, can really change this game up. 1 more goal would definitely solidify it. Can he find it? Goes for the cutback, round the corner, Alessandrini. Can he find a way through in at goal still? Mbappe will just about get the ball, but interesting to see how this is going to play out. 22 minutes left.
What a ball.
Could be a chance. Ronaldo, is there a cutback? Oh, there was.
I mean, look, Brandon, I'm sure that he's a great FIFA player and he probably do a job as well at CDM for Bayern Munich, but big opportunity right now for Mendes! What are we asking for R9 to show us something?
What have we been saying, Richard? Where's R9 been? I said, where's he been on the pitch? That would have been one hell of a way to introduce yourself. This is still not done. Look how excited Mendes looks. Off the break, that's going to be a free kick. I mean, he's just pushed him out of the way. Into a pause. 17 minutes left in the clock. 2 goals to 1. TT Pack still does lead in this game. I mean, it's a 3 at the back for Javi Mendes. What also does offer a sort of 5 at the back defensively if he wants to. The 3-5-2 that he is currently rocking there.
Well, not only is he rocking the 3-5-2 as well, Brandon, but you just see from his style of play, it's super high press. He's got the team press and also constant pressure certainly turned on. We've been playing, what, about 6, 7, 8 minutes, and his stamina's already taken a little bit of a hit right there on the left-hand side compared to the right. You certainly see the change in stamina.
And the let-off for TT Packs. And he's by 2 goals to 1 here. Winner of this goes up against White Goodman in one of his semi-finals. 13 in-game minutes away. I mean, 1 more goal would certainly solidify it. Just trying to get that goal. Going to be the difficult part. Cool. Free kick played short. Benitez into Neymar. Neymar could be in a pocket of space. We can sort of just work his way around the defenders.
Look at the bodies flying forward. It's about 5, 6, 7 black shirts there.
He knows he's got to go for the game. Rashford. Can he get round the fullback? Falling towards the back post. Lovely little turn. Even better save. The La Croqueta was fantastic from Rashford. Save was even better from Manuel Neuer. R9. Still R9! And that's what you pay 7 million coins for, Richard Buckley. Moments of magic like that.
It's been coming. You can't say it's not been coming. Since the restart, he's been all over him like a rash. In that 3-5-2, pressing high up the pitch. R9 stole the ball back, bridge touch down the wing, outside of his marker, and then just smashed over the goalkeeper on that left boot. Great finish from Ronaldo, and it took him, 83 minutes to show his quality, but boy, did he show it in full effect.
I mean, yeah, that goal worth more than 7 million coins potentially, if it is the difference to send him into a semi-final. What a goal that is. 6 minutes left on the clock now. We said how big this pause could have been in between the game restarting and when it eventually did kick off. 5 minutes left, or we will be going into extra time. The first bit of extra time. We would have been in the Open Series unless there is a late goal.
Playing for the last attack.
The goalkeeper. Have to get that ball forward. Where's it going to go into James Tavernier? Look at that run he's made. That is what the beneficial can do with the 3-5-2. Intercepted by Theo Hernandez. He just about keeps that on. Long ball forward.
Is it?
Could be in for Mbappe. Mbappe. All the space in the world. Oh, Mbappe, what are you doing?
It was very, very, very good goalkeeper movement from Mendes. He was looking to... He sort of just moved him a tiny bit to the left and threw off the rhythm of Mbappe. He didn't know if he wanted to shoot near post or far post. The tiny bit of goalkeeper movement just, and I say just, kept him in the game right there.
That means 30 more minutes of extra time will be needed to find ourselves that third name into the semi-finals. Here we go then. TT pass from left to right.